Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Hoshi Rama, and today we're talking about some more Shinobi Striker. Now, I want to talk about this mentor system. So there is a mentor system for the game to where you can use, characters that you guys know and love, train with them, learn their jutsu, some of their abilities and stuff like that. So I want to start by saying transformations are not happening for our created characters. So there's not going to be like any inner gates or any, transformations as far as Jinjuriki keys or nothing like that. No, it's not happening. It's not confirmed. They said they're actually not going to do it unless they change their minds. Don't expect any transformations for your actual created character. But let's go ahead and dive into my list. It's just the top 7, just talking about top 7 mentors I would like to see, and I think that would actually be helpful and great to play alongside with or train with in the game. Because like back in Xenoverse, they had the same option. My favorite character to train with was Vegeta. He was really funny. And his little comments after you do a mission, like, that's all you got, shit like that. That shit was funny to me. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the mentors. First one on the list is gonna be Neji Hyuga. Now, there's a lot of options, and I'm gonna have a list right here. I'm gonna have their picture with the list and shit like that. So I feel like he can give us, a couple different techniques. So I'm gonna list the character in 4 techniques. Like I said, this is Neji Hyuga, so he's gonna probably give us something like the General Fist fighting style. So I gave some of these characters in the list a way to give us some fighting styles or some jutsus or taijutsus or whatever. So I think he would actually show us how to use the Gentle Fist fighting style or a variation of it for our created character. I think that'd be really cool. It would add a melee type, new fighting style to our characters if you want that option, if you want to fight more taijutsu, and that can make him also a defensive type, so he can fight defensively by also teaching us some other moves. So he has a couple moves that I kind of said that could kind of work for him and also work for different classes like range, defense, attack, and the whole 9 yards. So I feel like he would teach us the Gentle Fist first, just as a main fighting style, or he teach it last. None of these are in order, just this is what he could teach us. He could also teach us Air Palm, which could also work as a range move, honestly, just because it can travel pretty far and it can hit the opponent and maybe also like stun them and blow them back a little bit. I think it would be very helpful during different game modes to have the Air Palm, launch them back, and then try to get where you need to go, like turn around, Air Palm, and then just book it. The next one would be a defensive type move, and that would be rotation. Rotation would be so helpful if the enemies are like coming to your flag and you pop up a rotation, you blow them all back. That would be so helpful until your teammates get there and they can help you out, and then everyone just starts, going at it head to head and stuff like that. And last but not least could be an ultimate or secret technique, either being the Byakugan or 64 palms, 8 trigrams, 64 palms. I feel like that'd be a really cool move. You do have to be close to get it, but if you do land it, it does quite a bit of damage. It also will kind of deplete the enemies or the person you're going against chakra or energy, or slow them down or something to where that kind of will have an effect. Either that or give us a little Byakugan. He'll say this is how you're gonna lock in, and he shows you all the cool stuff you can see through the walls, see your team, your enemy's team, everything like that. Next on the list is going to be Kankuro. So some of you guys might be scratching your head right now like, bruh, did you really just say Kankuro? The puppet nigga Kankuro? Yes, I did say Kankuro. Now, I don't really have a list. As you see, it says one thing, it says puppet stuff, because I don't know much about Kankuro. I really didn't feel like doing the research on Kankuro because he's not really like the main important thing, but I feel like they are going to introduce puppets into the game, so where our created characters can use puppets. I think that'd be really cool, and it would stay true to the anime, true to the manga, the storyline of Naruto. And who's better than teaching you puppets than the puppet master himself is going to be Kankuro. He's really good at it. Depending, you can switch it up for Chiyo or Sasori, just depending if you want to, if they wanted to put that in the game instead, or make it like a triple mentor where they all teach you one and Sasori teaches like the best one or something. I'm not sure. And maybe for like one of them he can say, here's one of a custom puppet, or here's one of my puppets or something. I'm not sure. It's just kind of something to elaborate on. This is all just theories, guys, nothing too out there. I really didn't feel like looking too much into him as far as looking like what techniques he could give us, but he can give you a pretty good range of puppet techniques if you kind of want those. Next one on the list is going to be Rock Lee / Might Guy. So this way they can teach you like the Rock Lee Might Guy taijutsu as one of the abilities or fighting styles. So you can learn how to fight like Rock Lee, and you kind of see a little bit of that on one of the melee created characters during the second Boruto trailer, or second Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker trailer. And you kind of see that he's doing like those Rock Lee kicks in the air and stuff like that. Also doing a leap whirlwind. So I say you can kind of expect him to kind of be in the game, and I'm kind of hoping for that because Rock Lee is one of my favorite characters. He has some of the best fighting styles, him and my guy. So I think they could teach you like the Rock Lee My Guy taijutsu. then Rock Lee can step in and say, hey, I want to teach you a jutsu, which is going to be Leaf Whirlwind, which is one of his favorite ones that we see not only in the Storm games, but in the anime and the manga. Then we will have Guy come in teaching you Primary Lotus, or Rock Lee can teach you Primary Lotus. And then last but not least, as the secret technique or the ultimate last ability, they can teach you Hidden Lotus. So we cannot turn into the inner gates or 8 gates, whatever you guys want to call it, but they can teach us the moves of the gates. Why not teach us Primary Lotus and Hidden Lotus? I think those will be amazing, 2 really good techniques to kind of put into the game. If there's anything else you think they should put in there, let me know. I think maybe instead of Primary Lotus, they can teach us Dynamic Entry, which is my guy's major kick move. But that can go either way, just depending on how they want to go. So next up, I am going to say Tsunade. Tsunade is going to be a very healer character, so that can really work as far as healers go. So if you're a healer, oriented, you want to really be the support for the team, healing them up, she can teach you like a standard healing jutsu, which is really good, and it will actually heal your team members within a certain range, not too far at all, like pretty small range, so they're like really right next to you or a little circle next to you. You can actually get them and heal them up. The next one will be a Chakra Enhanced Strength, so it's an ability you can unlock, or jutsu, whatever, and then you press it and your character will be about, let's say, 25 to 45% stronger. That way when they hit, they actually do a little bit more damage, nothing too crazy, but a little bit more damage than they usually would. They would just have to nerf and balance that out how they want to for the game. And the next one would be Heavenly Foot of Pain, which can work as a really good move to launch characters up in the air and back them up. So maybe a defensive or a healer type move, because you want your character to have diversity. You don't want them just to be healer, healer, healer with no other abilities, because they can have multiple abilities being attacking and still being a healer at the same time. And then last but not least is going to be her Katsuya Immense Network Healing. Now I haven't looked too much into this jutsu, but it sounds dope and I think she should teach to us, so that's why I put it on the list. I think it's just going to heal like in a wide variety, healing all the team members that you have with more health, and then just making a larger healing area for them. So on the list next, I watched a couple other mentor videos. There's actually not that many out on YouTube, so that's why I'm making it also. A lot of people are saying we don't know if other ninjas are confirmed besides Leaf ninjas, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of ninjas that are iconic from other villages like Killer B and A, and that's what I'm doing in this in this list next. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense because they're really fan favorite characters, especially Killer B. He has a really big arc in the second part, so I think it only makes sense to make him a mentor because he was a mentor to Naruto. And I want to put like a little sidebar in. Some people are gonna say, why don't you say Naruto or Sasuke or Kakashi or Sakura? I'm pretty sure those characters are gonna already be mentors, especially like Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be mentors. So like obvious picks, I'm not really putting in the game. Somebody say Rock Lee might be an obvious pick or my guy, but I know like Naruto, Sasuke, them niggas are already gonna be mentors in the game. I'm very sure of it. So right now for Killer B and 4th Raikage A, I said they could teach you Lariat, right, which is honestly a pretty helpful move. It can work as an attack or a range move. It's kind of like the Chidori, but in a different way. It might hit a little harder, it might launch you back a little bit further, just depending on how they want to have the effects of the move. And then they can teach you like B's sword style, so you can fight with multiple swords and stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So he'll whip out the swords and then he does like a quick slash. It won't do too much damage, but it'll be a quick slashing to where your character is fighting someone else, the other person's like, yo, what the fuck, I can't get out of this. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a really cool style to learn. Not only that, but we can get some new weapons and we can actually have a melee fighting style. I think that'd be really cool. It's for characters to give us that, mentors to give us a new melee fighting style with swords or just hand to hand, kind of like what I said for Neji, learning the General Fist. Next one up would be Liger Bomb. Now this is something that the 4th Raikage can teach you. He can teach you Liger Bomb, where you really close to the opponent, you grab them, Liger Bomb, shit like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, play Storm 4, play Revolution, play Storm 3, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Liger Bomb, it's on there, guys, just look for it. And then of course maybe the last thing they could teach is a new substitution, which would be honestly really cool, because it looks like Kakashi, when he subs out, he has a shadow clone that will stand there and take the damage while you're dashing off. Then there's logs and all the stuff like that. So I feel like if you train under Killer B and A, that Killer B would teach you how to use an ink clone. So when your character will hit them about 3, like you can use the clone, you'll dash off, the opponent will hit them a couple times, and then he'll just blot into some ink and then disappear, and then you're like already in the distance. So I think that'd be really cool to learn some new substitution moves, because you do have a substitution button on your controller, during the controls and stuff like that. Next up, this was a little bit of a toss-up, so This is actually going to be a couple people. It's not just one person, not just two people. It's a couple people. It is going to be all the Kages, Hoshi Rama, Tobirama, Hiruzen, and Minato. And I feel like each one can teach you a technique, but I would say you have to be upper levels for this. You have to really find them, and you have to progress at a certain level to get to them to teach you these techniques. I think that's only fair, just because, I mean, everyone shouldn't be running around with freaking Sage Kage level, you know, jutsus running around and all that shit. So I feel like it's a 4-part. You'll stand them, they're all, you know, on top of the, you know, Mount Rushmore of Naruto, showing off the Kage's headpieces, and you will see them, they're standing all like on Tsunade's head, and like, hey, you want to learn some jutsus or something like that? I don't know, some Kage, Hoshi Rama, Tobirama shit. And basically they'll teach you one technique each. So first, Hiruzen, or the third Hokage, will teach you one of his, you know, jutsus, which is going to be the Shuriken Shadow Clone, or he'll teach you how to use the staff, and, you know, use his monkey staff or just a basic staff, so you can learn how to use that fighting style. I think either one would be really good, especially the Shuriken clone, because I can work on ranged opponents. If they're trying to run away and they have the flag, or they have a little bit of health and they're trying to run away, you can just hit them with that, and hopefully that would range and hit them. That'd be really useful, especially if you have multiple enemies that can hit multiple people at the same time. Next up would be the second Hokage, or Tobirama's Water Wall, or Severe Wave. So the Water Wall is just a protection. It could be used as a defensive technique. That way the opponents cannot come in, and if you have Severing Wave, it could just blow them back. So it could work as a ranged technique, just depending on how they want to do it. Like I said, it's all theories, guys. Let's not get crazy. Next up would be Minato's jutsu, the Flying Thunder God. Now there's a lot of jutsus I could have went with. Rasengan, I mean, was like the main one I was thinking of. So maybe Rasengan, if he wants to teach you that, but I'm pretty sure we'll learn that early from Naruto as a mentor or some shit. But I think the Flying Thunder God would be clutch, so you could kind of teleport to an opponent. You kind of lock onto them, or you hit them with something, and you can keep teleporting to them for about 15 seconds. It can be anything too long, 15, 20. It takes a little bit of time to reload after you use it one time, so that way people aren't just spamming, hitting you, you know, tagging you, hitting you, getting you. Like, that'd be too much. And I mean, I just wanted to be like a faster character. Minato as a mentor would be really cool to have, and that's something I would like to really see within the game. And the last but not least is going to be Hoshi Rama, the first Hokage, either teaching you Wood Style Great Force Technique, which is a technique or jutsu that comes out of the ground and it makes like a little mini force. It blows your opponent back. It could work as a ranged move if it really wants to. And then the other one could be Dragon Style, you know, or Wood Dragon. That could come out, you know what I'm saying? Wood Style, you know, Wood Dragon. So that way your opponent could be trying to run, ranged wood dragons chasing their ass off the forest. You know what I'm saying? I think that could work really, really well, and that's definitely something I would like to see. But if you're gonna have these people in the game, I feel like you should be upper levels, and you should play the game for a bit, at least like a cap of something, some kind of level you should be at before they teach you these jutsus. And last but not least is a fan favorite. A lot of people want to see him as a mentor. I do hope he's a mentor, but do not put me in that category of Uchiha fanboy. It is going to be Madara Uchiha. So I feel like the first thing he should do is train you with the gunbai. He should give you the gunbai, say, hey, you look reasonable enough. You'll fight him regularly, then he'll say, hey, here's a gunbai. He'll teach you how to use it. You'll learn a new fighting style. Then after he teaches you how to do that, then you will learn fire style Great Fire Annihilation, which is this big firewall wave. Which can be used defensively, or can be used attack or range wise. Depends on how they want to set it. I don't really care. Just put the jutsu in the game, make it look cool. The next one could be Fire style Flame Dragons, so that way if you guys want to talk about back in Naruto Storm 3 and 4, I think he does have it where you can use a fire dragon. About 2 of them or 2 or 3 come out and they chase you, so it could work as a range move or an attack move, whatever. I don't really care, just whatever they want to have it. And of course the final thing he can teach you is the Sharingan. So with the Sharingan, he can teach you, you know, that technique. You already know what it does if you look at the Kakashi gameplay, so let's not get carried away. But I think these are the mentors, this is what they should have, these are the abilities they should have in the game. It makes the most sense, and this is personally what I want. But in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with the list that I have? Leave the video a like. If you don't, then just leave it in the comments down below. Let me know who you guys would truly want. Some people want Tsunade, some people want Naruto the Last, Sasuke the Last, some people want like Hokage Naruto, some people want Kiba for some reason. Someone told me Kiba. I was like tripping. It was at work though. But anyways, leave it in the comments down below. Let me know who you guys want to see in the game as a mentor. This is Infamous, and I am out.